Hi everyone, welcome to Unit 6 of CAT 125R. This week you are continuing to work on your Ignite style presentations as you prepare for your presentation of the speeches in week 7 of the course. For this week's video, I wanted to build on the Piazza post you worked on last week regarding ethos in the sample Ignite style speeches. I wanted to take the work you did in that assignment and combine it with the Piazza post you're doing for this week, where you've identified visual material that you'll want to use for your slides. I want to look at those two ideas together to think about how you can use the slides themselves to advance not only the content of your speech, but also your ethos as a speaker. So we're going to look at some sample slides from past CAT 125 student presentations for this discussion. So let's take a look. Your goal with your introduction for your Ignite speech should be to right away get the attention and interest of your audience. You also want to make sure that you reveal the topic of your speech early on so that your audience knows exactly what it is they're listening to. You want to establish credibility and goodwill, and you also want to try to preview the body of your speech. I wanted to focus on this first point, getting the attention and interest of your audience. So some ways that you might do that with the introduction of your speech would include relating the topic to your audience in some way, stating the importance of your topic, arousing their curiosity, questioning the audience in some way, or maybe even telling a short story of some kind. So let's look at a sample from a previous student. So this student began his speech with this slide while providing some statistics about injuries and even deaths that were existing at an epidemic rate for a problem that he did not yet reveal to his audience. He was using this to kind of build a little mystery. So what you want to make sure of, though, with a technique like this is that you don't get so caught up in gaining the audience's attention that you forget to tell them what exactly the mystery is, right? So with the next slide, the student revealed this image, a fairly harmless looking chair. Right, so what this student was discussing for his Ignite speech was the dangers of extended periods of sitting, the health dangers of sitting for long periods of time at a desk in an office, or even students who spend a lot of time sitting while they study. So you also want to use your introduction to establish your credibility as a speaker. Here's another student slide. This student gave her Ignite style presentation on how to choose a restaurant when you're out with a group of friends. This slide was the second one in her presentation, and she used it to demonstrate her qualifications on the matter by including numerous photographs of her eating in destinations around the world, as well as the logo of the website where she works as a food writer. Here's another series of slides from a student who gave his presentation on fun and inexpensive ways to decorate a dorm room. So these were all images he took himself of projects he had done. Here, this one features him actually working on the mural in a room, another one where he decorated a room with objects. So you also want to think about furthering your credibility throughout your speech by citing sources if it's appropriate for your particular topic. So the way you'll cite sources in a spoken presentation is different than what you do in writing. One thing you'll want to do is use signal phrases. So you can use something like according to, or a recent study conducted at UCSD concluded. And another way you can approach this is by taking advantage of the visual medium of your slides, right? You can use the slides to explain where certain source material is coming from. So this is another slide from the speech on the dangers of extended periods of sitting. So the student was going into some detail about a study conducted at the Mayo Clinic. So he here shows the logo of the Mayo Clinic. Here provides a couple of elements of the method of the study. And here gives the abstract from PubMed of an additional study. So here, this screen grab is not meant to be read by the audience, right? Instead, it's acting as a visual aid, right? Indicating that this student has conducted some kind of academic research to identify the material that he's working on. Your readings and lectures for this week will provide a great deal more information about thinking about the visual design of your slides as well as other elements of giving a public presentation. But hopefully looking at these student samples will give you some ideas about how you can use your slides to establish your credibility as a speaker. Good luck this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of your presentations in week 7.